Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 7 of the 1993 National League Championship Series. In inside pitch, we started with replay baseball, but has since moved on to inside pitch. And this is a critical Game 7. Winner will go on to Chicago to face the White Sox in the World Series. The loser will go home. We are at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. There you see your starting lineups. The starting pitchers for today's game, two left-handers, Danny Jackson for the Phillies and Trevor Wilson for the Giants. Of course, it's all hands on deck as far as bullpens go because there's no tomorrow. You see the lineups, the bullpens, and the benches for both teams. Since the Giants are tossing a lefty, the outfielders, we've taken the two left-handed outfielders, Eisenreich and Thompson, put them on the bench, and Incaviglia and Chamberlain are in the lineup for the Phillies. Giants lineup, even with the lefty in there, there's really no changes to make because you're not going to substitute any of the guys that are there. So they're pretty much a standard lineup. So we are ready to go. And I'm doing this on a straight recording. I'm not going to premiere it or anything. I'm just going to do a straight recording and let it go. And then I'm recording this on Sunday, late Sunday morning. So hopefully post it Sunday evening. And then take Monday off, and then on Tuesday get going with Game 1 of the World Series between, well, I'm not sure if I want to start with the 75 series or start with this series. I'll have to figure that one out, I guess. All right, so first things first, let's get this 93 NLCS decided so we can move on to the said World Series. I do have the base running cheat sheet, and since Barry Bonds is a -2 arm, he got -4 and -3 here, so that's going to cut down the running game on any base hits to left field for sure. Since I am recording this and not streaming it, I do need to double check and make sure the focus does not lose or does not get blurry throughout the game, so I may be periodically standing up and doing that. We'll see. Right now I think I'm okay. The only time it really affects that, I think, is when you have to put charts in the way, so we'll try to minimize the charts except for rare plays. All right, Game 7 underway. Danny Jackson, 3-6 strikeout chance. That's a 9. That's too high. Even though the stadium adds 3. Actually, it won't be too high because he's a 6 against lefty. Stadium adds 3. The 9 actually fits, and that will be a strikeout. How about that? Veterans Stadium cost Aaron Lewis a strikeout right there. That +3 factor for walks and strikeouts. How about that? Here's Robbie Thompson. 1-3 is a strikeout chance. He got him. So back-to-back Ks for Danny Jackson. And you can't ask for a much better start than this. Here's Will the Thrill. 5-4. That's a hit by pitch chance. He's an 8. -2 is a 6. That's a 9. No hit by pitch. Go to Clark. 3-1. That's a double to right field for Will Clark. A 2-out double. And of course, we're using red and white dice since the Phillies are the home team. Home team, as best as I can, gets the home colored dice. So that's a 2-out double for Will Clark. Our first strategy roll of the game. And nothing going on. Jackson to Williams. 1-3 is another strikeout chance. That's a 5. He's going to get him. So except for the double, he strikes out the side. And the Giants are done here in the top of the first. They get nothing. We go to the bottom of the first. San Francisco, nothing. And the Phillies coming to bat for the Giants. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Bottom of the first we go. And it'll be Lenny Dykstra. You're not going to bench him against a lefty. The only thing I thought about doing was using Mariano Duncan in place of Morandini. But Morandini's a better fielder, and he's kind of more their stable. So at least for now, we're going to stick with Morandini in the starting lineup, but I definitely had thoughts about using Mariano Duncan. Here's Wilson, 2-6. He's not tired, obviously, first bat of the game, so we go on to Dykstra. 4-2, and that's going to be a star 2. Ground ball to second, Robbie Thompson all over it. Throws to Clark, 1 away, and that'll bring up Mickey Morandini. Look at the comparisons between Morandini and Duncan, and you could have made a case for Duncan for sure in this one. Duncan's a better hitter at 282, but he's got a higher error rating and less range. And so going for the defense early on, you can always substitute offense in later. So we're going for defense at the moment. But it was a tough choice. I had to really, ponder that and mull over it. But I went ahead and stuck with Morandini. Wilson, 3-1 range play at Veterans Stadium. We'll bring Veterans Stadium a little closer for a range play. 3-1, that's a star 5. It's ground ball to short. That's Royce Clayton. Clayton's range at shortstop is a 3. So 1-3, he'll make the play in the inning, and it'll be the second out of the inning. He does, so he takes the hit away from Morandini. Nice play there by Clayton. 2 up, 2 down, 2 ground ball outs, and here's John Kruk. Definitely we're not taking Kruk out of the lineup. I don't care who's pitching. Wilson, 6-5 range play on Kruk's card. 1-6, that's a single to right, but we're checking the range of Willie McGee in right field, and Willie McGee is a 3. So 1-3, he will make the catch, and the inning will be over. 4 or higher, and Kruk reaches. That's a 5. It's going to be a base hit. That single will stand. So John Kruk, a 2-out single. Brings up Dave Hollins. And now the first strategy roll on the board. Actually don't need a strategy roll because he's a 1 with a -1. So he can't get a jump and there's no balk chances. So I really didn't need to do the strategy roll as it turns out. But sometimes just out of habit you do it. It's just the way it works sometimes. Tabby has not joined me. I invited her, but she decided to eschew me. Now, she may be scratching on the door later, and there may be a feline delay for that, but right now, no Tabby. Wilson, 5-5, strikeout chance of 4, and he's going to get him, and that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Phils, just the 2-out single, and that's it. No runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. 1 inning complete here in Philadelphia. We got no score. Due up for the Giants, Barry Bonds. Jackson, 6-4, another strikeout chance, but 13 is too high. Go to Bonds, 5-5. He's going to fly to right field. Put away out there by Chamberlain. 1 down for Willie McGee. Thought about using Carry-On, a right-handed hitter for the Giants, in right field. He is a .327 hitter, but his defense is terrible. +2 arm and only a 2 range. Willie McGee is a .301 hitter with a 3 range and 0 arm. So I thought about it, but I really don't think you can bench a 300 hitter because of that. But I definitely was thinking about Carry-On. He was in my mind. Jackson, 6-5 is a range play. Go to McGee, 3-1. It's a single to short, but we're checking the range of Stocker. And he can take that hit away. But his range on Stocker is only a 2, so it's a good chance that this is going to get through. But it does not. Stocker makes the play. Nice range by Kevin Stocker for 2 down. And that'll bring up Royce Clayton. 6-2 is a blank. We go to Clayton's card. 1-5, it's a single to right field for Royce Clayton, a 2-out single. And let's see, strategy roll will be in play this time. It's a 1, so Clayton could take off if he chooses. He's a 3, -1 is a 2, so it gets him to jump. He's a 10, +2 from Jackson's a 12. Darren Dalton's arm is a 0. So 1-12, and with Kurt Manwaring at the plate, if you can get Clayton into scoring position. But the only thing that does, though, Manwaring is the 8th hitter. If you steal the base, then they can intentionally walk Manwaring and pitch to the pitcher. So we're going to hold Clayton where he is. Don't want to take the bat out of Manwaring's hands. 2-6 is a blank. We go to Manwaring. 2-3, and that's a good decision. Boy, you just don't get managing like this on any other channel. I'm sorry. Double to left field. If you want managing expertise, keep it on this channel. That's a double to left field. We'll check the base running advancement for the Philadelphia defense. On a double to left, it's a -1, but there are 2 outs, so that's going to cancel out to a 0. So Clayton, on a 1-5, he will score. It's a 6, so he has to hold. In fact, there might even be a play. Since it's 0 arm, we're looking at a 1-3 to go to the 3rd throw chart, or a 4-6, he just holds. It's a 1, so we're going to the 3rd throw chart. So that means on a 2 through 5, Clayton's going to be out at the plate. It's a 6, though, so since it's a 6, lead runner advances, ball caught off, and the trailing runner, Manwaring, is caught in a rundown, but the Clayton's run will score. Manwaring is caught in a rundown. So we're going to go to the rundown chart. Anything other than a 6, he's out. It's the only way he's safe is on a 6. He's out. So Manwaring is going to be out. But the run does score. Kurt, what was that Manwaring? An RBI double. He's out trying to advance to third. But Clayton does score before the tag. And so the Giants get a run. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. And again, that brilliant strategy move by not trying to steal and taking the bat out of Manwaring's hands pays off handsomely. And the Giants lead at 1-0. Telling you folks, if you want guru managing, this is your channel. Everybody else is just a pretender. All right, here is Darren Dalton. Wilson, 1-1, blank to a lefty. 3-3, and it's a ground ball to third. Easy play for Matt Williams. And now the Giants trying to put the pressure on the Phillies. Phillies don't want to lose their Game 7 at home. That would the fans would probably riot. Wilson, 4-3. That's a blank to a right-hander. Go to Incavilla. That was a Suadice. We'll go to Incavilla. 1-5, and that is a fly to right field for out number 2. And that'll send up Wes Chamberlain, the right fielder. Wilson, 4-6, possible error. Chamberlain, 2-5, and that's a ground ball to third. That's a 13. I don't think Matt Williams is going to make that error on a 13. Nope, his error rating is only a 6. So Williams will make the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Wilson. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for the Phillies in the second. At the end of 2, Giants 1, Phillies nothing. And the pressure with each inning gets a little bit heavier on the team that's behind, in this case the Phillies, as there is no tomorrow. So Trevor Wilson, the pitcher, will lead things off. Not a very good hitter at 138. Did hit 1 home run, though. Danny Jackson, 4-5. That is a strikeout, and he got him. He's not tired, so the strikeout is good. So Wilson is out of there. The order flips over now to Darren Lewis. Lewis struck out his first chance. Jackson, 5-4. That's a hit by pitch chance, actually. 9 minus, but it's a 3, so he will plunk Darren Lewis. Darren Lewis is aboard on the hit by pitch. He's come close to hitting some people. He's been pitching inside, and that time it comes back to bite him. Infield will go halfway, but we're going to see if Darren Lewis can get a jump. He cannot. Thompson with 1 out is not going to bunt, so bunt play is called off. Jackson, 2-6, blank. We go to Robbie Thompson. 5-6, that's a single to first base, I should say. So Kruk knocks it down, but has no play, and runners are at first and second with only 1 out as the Giants look for more. And actually, Lewis will take third. As to get from first to third, you only need a 2 or better. He's a 5. So actually, Lewis will not stop at second. He will take third. So runners are at the corners with 1 out for Will Clark. And now the bullpen for the Phillies is starting to loosen down there, as they have Roger Mason, a right-hander, loosening the pen. The pitcher spot is due up second next inning. Let's see how they want to play this. Thompson with the strategy roll. Not going to do anything with that. Infield is back for the double play. Clark is a double play candidate, possibly with a 2. So we'll see what happens. Jackson, 3-6, strikeout chance, but he's also a strikeout candidate. So a huge strikeout to get Will Clark, who had doubled his first time up. This time he struck him out. Now the infield can go back to normal. But the dangerous Matt Williams is at the plate. That's a 1. But again, I don't think you want to run him out of an inning, not with Matt Williams up there. So they're going to let Williams swing away. Jackson, 4-2. Strikeout chance, 2, got him. So inning is over. And Danny Jackson pitches out of the mess. Keeps the Giants off the board, keeps it a 1-0 ball game. for the Giants. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0. Favor the Giants. Kevin Stocker will be your batter. I don't want to mess around this game. I'm not going to take too many delays or stoppages. I'm just going to keep rolling, literally and figuratively. So here is Stocker. 4-5, and that is the ballpark card going to Veterans Stadium for Kevin Stocker. 5-4, that is a fly to left. Barry Bonds will put it away, 1 down. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Danny Jackson. He will stay in the game. Obviously, since he only gave it the 1 run through 3 innings, he's going to stay in the game. Not a very good hitter, obviously, by his .077 average. 1-3, strikeout, got him. So 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring up Dykstra again. Grounded to second, his first chance. 3-4. That is an error on a ground ball, possibly. 2-2. That's a single to left field. There is no error on the play because that's a 20. You're not going to have an error on a 20. But it is a base hit, a 2-out single for Lenny Dykstra. And now with 2 outs, he may be looking to run. Can't get the jump. Here's Morandini. 1-5, strikeout, 19, too much. Go to Morandini. 3-2, ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. For the Phillies, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. 3 innings are in the books. Still 1-0 Giants over the Phillies. And as soon as I say I'm not going to take any breaks, I'm going to have to take a quick break here before we start the top of the 4th because I think I hear Tabby scratching on the door. Plus, I want to check the focus. So we'll do a quick pause break. Okay, so we're going to have 1 feline delay per customer. So Tabby, get your little thing out of the way so we can get going here. All right, knock over my stuff, why don't you? Good at that, I think. So let's refocus here. Get Tabby off the table and get this game going again. Let me double check everything, make sure it's good to go. It looks like it is, from best I can tell. So we're going to start at the top of the 4th. But maybe by letting her up here, that'll keep her appeased until the game's over. That's what we hope. Here's Barry Bonds. He flew to right his first time up. 3-6, strikeout chance, but 20 is too much. Go to Bonds, 4-2, and that's a double to center field for Barry Bonds. A straight-up double to center field for Bonds. And he starts off the 4th with a bang. That'll bring up Willie McGee, and now the Philly bullpen once again is loosing. This time Ben Rivera, the right-hander, is throwing. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Jackson 2-2, walk plus to McGee, so McGee walks at a 5. The plus makes him a 15. The stadium makes him an 18, so that fits. And McGee will walk. One good thing, I guess, if you want to call it that, is it does set up a double play for the Phillies, but they got to be careful. Not allowing too many base runners with nobody out. Nothing on the strategy. Here is Jackson to Clayton. 2-5, that's the ballpark card. Going to Veterans Stadium. 1-4, it's a power result to center field. That's a 10. That's a home run right there, but Clayton has to get the home run. That's the problem. The stadium will give it to him if he qualifies, but we've got to roll a 4 or less for him to get the home run. We do not, so that's going to be a fly out to center field for out number 1. Now to move up from center field, Bonds is a 4. Dykstra's arm is a 0, so that keeps him a 4. And then going from second to third, you lose 2. So 1-2, and Bonds will move up. He does not. He's got a hold there. So with 1 out on that deep fly out to center field, Clayton is retired. And that will bring up Kurt Manwaring. Speaking of doubles, he had a big double his first time up. Nothing on strategy. Jackson, 1-2. Range play at the ballpark. So we're going to Veterans Stadium again for a range check. 1-6 is a ground ball in front of the plate. The only play that Dalton will have, if he can make it, is to first base. His range is a 3. So if he can't get to it, we're going to have bases loaded. If he does get to it, he'll make the play to first, and the runners will advance. Needs a 3 or less. He does. He gets it, but the only play on a ground ball in front of the plate, particularly a range play, Chris says the only play is the first, so we'll go with that. So it's a 2-3 ground out, but it's still a big play because it would have been bases loaded with 1 out. Now there's 2 outs, and you got the pitcher coming up, Trevor Wilson. So a chance for Jackson to get out of the inning. Nothing on the strategy. Jackson, 3-2. That's a blank going to Wilson's card. That's usually a good thing for the pitcher. 2-2, but not this time. He singles to short. How about that? Trevor Wilson helps his own cause with an S6, and that's going to score both runs. So the 2-run single off the bat of Trevor Wilson to help his own cause, and the Giants lead it 3-0. 3-0 ball game, and that's going to be it for Danny Jackson. If you can't get the pitcher, it might be a sign that it's time for you to go. So Danny Jackson will be lifted, and they will go to a guy that used to be was primarily a starter, but you don't need a 5th starter in these playoffs, so he's the 5th starter. So he will actually be in relief. He can only pitch to 6 batters, but that may be enough to get him through a couple of innings, possibly. But Danny Jackson is gone, and Ben Rivera will come in with 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Danny Jackson's going to go 3 2/3. He's going to give up 4, 5, 6 hits. Don't know the runs yet because the run on base is his responsibility. Right now he's given up 3. Let's see. Probably will cap it at 3. I doubt Trevor Wilson scores. Let's see. 1 walk. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts. So now Ben Rivera facing Darren Lewis, the leadoff man. With 2 outs and Trevor Wilson at first. 2-run single for Trevor Wilson. Got it past Kevin Stocker. Helped his own cause. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Rivera, 4-5. That is a blank. So we go on to Darren Lewis. 3-2, and that against a right-hander is a fly to left. Had we left Danny Jackson in there, that would have been a double. Again, I keep saying it. I can't say it enough, can't stress it enough. You don't get this kind of managing on any other channel. Bring in the right-hander, and he gets it done. So I don't know what else to say about it. It's just, if my arms were long enough, I'd pat myself on the back. But what are you going to do? It's my world and everybody else, my managing world, and everybody else can only exist in it. All right, so the fly to left ends the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom, and we can close the book on Danny Jackson, obviously. So Trevor Wilson given a 3-0 lead to protect. And here comes John, I am not a crook. 6-5 is a range play on Crook's card. 4-2, and that is a ground ball to 3rd. But it is a range play, so can't count it out yet because you got to have Matt Williams, but he's almost automatic. His range is a 4, so that's pretty good. So 1-4, he will make the play. He does. So Crook grounds out to Williams. 1 away. And that'll send up Dave Hollins. Wilson, 1-1 is a walk plus to the switch hitting Hollins, so that will put him aboard. 1 out walk to Hollins. Infield now halfway for Dutch Dalton. No strategy roll needed. He's a 1, -1, so he can't get a jump, and there's no balks. Plus down 3-0. You're not going to steal anyway. Trevor Wilson, 2-1 strikeout chance, and he got Dalton. So there's 1 away. Check that 2 away on the strikeout. So 2 down, infield goes back to normal for Pete Incaviglia. Wilson, 4-1, possible error on a throw. 5-1, single to short. Now, possible throwing error, but that's a 16, so there's not going to be a throwing error. It'll just be a single pass short. Can Hollins make it to 3rd? He can, because he'll be a 6 with 2 outs, so he will make it to 3rd automatically. So runners are at the corners on the base hit by Incaviglia. Runners are on the corners with 2 outs for West Chamberlain. Wilson, 5-6. That's a blank to a righty. And again, had I been using the lefties, that would have been an automatic out. So once again, playing that platoon. Chamberlain, 3-2, but he does fly out to center field to end the inning anyway. But at least he had the extra chance. But the Phillies put 2 on, but can't get him across. And we go to the 5th inning with the score still Giants 3, Phillies nothing. For the Phillies, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. So Ben Rivera back out. Rivera only faced 1 batter, so he's definitely good to go. Robbie Thompson is your leadoff man in this inning for the Giants. 1-4, that's a blank. We go to Robbie Thompson. 1-4 again. That's a double to left field for Robbie Thompson. Thompson now 2 for 3. Giants have hit a lot of doubles in this game. Here's Will Clark. And again, the bullpen for the Phillies is active. Although the pitcher spot is coming up second this inning, but West, the lefty in the bullpen, is throwing. Oh, forgot to do strategy roll, my bad. Nothing happening. Okay, Rivera now to Clark. 4-3, and that is a strikeout chance, 15 too high. We go to Clark. 5-3 is a star 4, which is a ground ball to short, 1 away. Thompson has a 5, though, so anything other than a 6, and he will make it. And he does. He makes it to third base, which is big because now it's going to bring the infield in with 1 out. They have to bring the infield in. Can't give up a cheap run. And Matt Williams is your batter. The infield has to be in. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Rivera to Williams, 1-6, strikeout, got him. Huge strikeout. And they're not even going to pitch to Barry Bonds. They're going to intentionally walk Barry Bonds. Matt Williams, by the way, is 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. He's got the hat trick. But they're not going to let Bonds beat him. They are not going to let Bonds beat him. They're going to give him the intentional pass. And they're going to make Willie McGee beat him. Strategy roll 2. Bonds could steal. If he wants to get into scoring position, Dalton's arm is a 0. He's a 14 plus 3 is 17. They're going to go ahead and send him on a 17. They're playing with house money, so why not? So Bonds steals second base. And now a base hit could score 2 runs. Strategy roll, nothing happening here on this one. Here's Rivera to McGee. 1-1, hit by pitch. 1 plus 1, not going to matter. No hit by pitch. Here's McGee. 2-4, it's ground ball to third, and that's going to do it. Hollins throws to first to end the inning, and Rivera gets out of the mess. And that was his 6th batter, so he was not tired. He is now, but he's going to come up for a pinch hitter anyway, so it won't matter. For the Giants, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Giants. Close the book on Rivera. He went 1 1/3 innings, giving up 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 1, nothing else. So he did his job, kept his team in the game. Definitely kept his team in the game. And let's see here. Okay. Top or bottom of the 5th, and Trevor Wilson tossing that shutout. It's going to be Stocker and a pinch hitter for Rivera, so Rivera is gone. And we will need a pinch hitter for the Phillies. Looks like Ricky Jordan has picked up a bat, and he will hit. Or do they go to Mariano Duncan? Let's see. You know what? They actually might go to Mariano Duncan here. Very possibly go to Mariano Duncan. I think that's where they will go, is Mariano Duncan. So it'll be Stocker, Duncan, and Dykstra due up in the bottom of the 5th of a 3-0 Giants lead. Wilson, 5-4, strikeout chance 20 is too high. Go to Stocker, 3-3, ground ball to third. Matt Williams is there, 1 away. Brings up the pinch hitter Mariano Duncan. So we use Duncan. We use Duncan. For 3, and that's a blank to a right-hander. Duncan, 3-4. That's a fly to right, 2 down. So Duncan fails in the pinch hitting role. 2 down for Lenny Dykstra. Wilson, 4-1, possible error on the throw. 1-1. Power result to left field against the lefty goes to 17. That's a 10. That'll be a double for Dykstra. No throw because nobody's on base. So no error to worry about, but Dykstra does get a 2-out double. Try to spark something. Here is Mickey Morandini. Morandini, and actually, you know what? They might pinch it for Morandini and put Duncan in, leave Duncan in the game to play second base and move the pitcher spot up here. I think that's what they're going to do. It'll be a modified double switch per se. So we're going to call back Morandini because they're down 3-0 and they need offense. So Morandini will be called back. He will be called back. And Ricky Jordan will be in to pinch hit. And what that means is Duncan is going to stay in the game to play second base when the inning is over. And this will now be the pitcher spot. The number 2 spot in the order will be the pitcher spot. So the number 2 spot will be the pitcher spot. Jordan, however, will pinch hit right here. Duncan will stay in the game to play second base, batting 9th. Wilson, 2-1, strikeout chance, got him. Jordan is out of there on strikes to end the inning. Phillies get the double, but nothing else happens. For the Phillies, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 6th. It's still 3-0 favor of the Giants. And now we'll need a new pitcher for the Phils. And coming up for the Giants, it'll be Clayton Manwaring. So they're going to a right-hander. And that right-hander is going to be Larry Anderson. So Larry Anderson is aboard to pinch hit. So we got Rivera and Anderson that we've used. So Anderson, come on and pitch here in the top of the 6th. And haven't done it in a while, so let's check the focus. Make sure nothing's gotten too messed up here. Looks like everything is pretty much copacetic as best I can tell. I'll give it the old once over just in case to really get it in focus. There we go. All right. Royce Clayton starts the top of the 6th. Trevor Wilson can face 24 batters. We'll check his fatigue real quick. He has faced 18. He's faced 20, so he's still good to go. He's pitching a shutout, so we're going to keep him in there. Anderson, 3-1, strikeout chance too high for Clayton. Go to Clayton, 1-3. He's going to single past the pitcher, so base hit for Royce Clayton. Leadoff single for Clayton brings up Manwaring. Infield is halfway. Strategy roll, still in play. Nothing happening. Anderson, 3-4. That's a range play at the ballpark. Since their infield is halfway, the infielder will lose 1 on their range. 2-5, it's a star 4, which is a ground ball to short. So it's going to go to Stocker. He's a 2, But with the infield halfway, he drops to a 1. So it has to be a 1 for him to make this play. And he does. How you like that? He makes the play. Let's check the double play. 2. Halfway's a 3. The pivot at second base, Duncan, I believe is a -1. If I'm not mistaken. Let's check Duncan here. Yep, he's a -1, but so was Morandini, I believe. So that part really didn't help him any. So they had the -1. So it's going to be a 1-2 for a double play. And they turn it. How about that? Not only does Stocker get to that ball and stop a base hit, but he helps turn a double play for 2 quick outs. Talk about maybe possibly saving your season. 6-4-3 double play. Makes it 2 quick outs and nobody on for the pitcher, Trevor Wilson. And Larry Anderson is very thankful for that. 3-5, that's a strikeout plus, and he got him to end the inning. So Larry Anderson does his job. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left thanks to the double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 3-0 G-Men. And now we'll look at Trevor Wilson. He has faced 20 batters. He can face 24. So we'll keep an eye on when he hits the fatigue mark. Right now it'll be Kruk, Hollins, and Dalton. The pitcher spot is way up here behind Kruk, so they got a long way to go before they worry about the pitcher having to hit, thanks to the double switch. Wilson 2-3 is a hit by pitch, and that's not going to be a hit by pitch. He's only a 5, and that was an 8, so, and Kruk's a 0. So. Kruk will swing 2-4, ground ball to second. Robbie Thompson right on the ball, and there's one away. Phillies bats just can't get going against the number 4 starter, Trevor Wilson. Who would have thought Trevor Wilson would be the one tossing to Jim? 4-2, strikeout got him. Trevor Wilson getting it done. Darren Dalton. Wilson 4-3, and against the lefty, that's an automatic out. And it's going to be a ground ball to third. Matt Williams over to Clark. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Phils. Here in the 6th. They're running out of outs. It's 3-0 as we go to the 7th. Of course, the old moniker is the game is never over in inside pitch, and we're certainly going to test that theory now with 3 innings to go. Now, Larry Anderson can face 1 more batter before he tires. So they're going to try to sneak 2 innings out of him if possible. See how he does. Here's Darren Lewis. 2-1 is a walk plus. That's not a good way to start. Now he is tired. So since he let up a leadoff base runner, they may be going to the bullpen pretty quickly here. They're going to let him pitch to Thompson, but they've got West ready for Will Clark. So this will be the last batter Anderson will face. Strategy rolls are still on. Nothing happening. Anderson 4-1. Pitcher result 1-13 is an out. That's a 3, so he does get the out. It will be a ground ball to first, possible double play, but you don't get the bonus for being halfway. So you got a ground ball double play rating of 1, and Stocker, the pivot, is a 0. So this has to be a 1 to be a double play. It is not. It's actually runner advance on a 6. So runner advances to second base. 3 unassisted play made by Kruk, and that's going to be it for Larry Anderson. He will leave. He goes an inning and a third. Gives up 1 hit, a walk and a strikeout. The run on second is his responsibility. And with the lefty Will Clark coming up and Bonds 2 batters away, they're going to the left-hander David West. So West will be on to pitch for the Phils. 4th pitcher used by Philadelphia. Jim Fregosi trying to pull out all the stops. And Will Clark is your batter. Strategy roll for a possible steal, not going to happen. West to Clark, 4-1, strikeout plus, got him. He's a plus. We make it a 16. Stadium makes it a 19, so the 17 is good. And Will Clark is out on strikes for out number 2. That brings up Matt Williams. You can't walk Williams because you got Bonds right behind him, so you're going to have to deal with Matt Williams. It's that 1-2 punch. You can't walk both of them. I guess you could, but you'd be taking your chances. 3-6 is a hit by pitch, and that's too high, so Matt Williams will swing it. 4-5, and he doubles the center field, so they pitched to Matt Williams, and he made him pay, but you had Bonds behind him. You weren't going to walk him to get to Bonds, so just tip your cap to Matt Williams for a double. That run is charged to Anderson, so we can close the book on Anderson. He did give up the one run, and now Barry Bonds is your batter, and they will walk Bonds with first base open and pitch to McGee. Strategy rolls are now off due to the score. 2-6, strikeout plus, got him. Willie McGee is out of there to end the inning, but damage done. RBI double from Matt Williams, and the Giants take a 4-0 lead into the 7th inning stretch. They sent 9 to the plate. Only one of them scored, thanks to the double play that they had. Let's see here. I'm sorry, not 9 to the plate. I wrote the for some reason I wrote the score sheet in the 7th inning into the 6th inning slot. I don't know why I did that. So let's correct that real quick. All right, so for the Phillies, or the Giants rather, 1 run. They do it on 1 hit. There were 2 walks in the inning, and no errors and 2 left. So now we're straight. 4-0. And we will go to, and I think that might be it for West. Close the book on West. He's going to go a third of an inning. Actually, 2/3 of an inning for West. Gives up a hit and the intentional walk. He does get a strikeout. The run was charged to Anderson. All right, 7th inning stretch. Tabby is back on her perch trying to jump up here, and I'm trying to dissuade her from doing so. Let's see, Trevor Wilson, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. Batter number 24 is coming up. That's Pete Incaviglia. They're going to leave him in there for now until he gets tired, but the bullpen is loosening. They do have Mike Jackson, a right-hander, loosening in the pen due to the Giants. So right-hander Mike Jackson is loosening in the pen. Phillies running out of time. 3-6, that's a walk plus to Incaviglia. Oh, actually, it won't be a walk plus. He's a 6. Plus is a 16. Plus is a 3. There's a 19, but that's a 20. So umpire says, get back here, Pete. 5-4. Well, now he singles to third, so he'll still get there anyway. But this time he had to earn it. He had to earn it. That's batter 24. He is now officially tired, is Trevor Wilson. Infield is halfway, but he's still pitching a shutout, so they're going to stick with him. A little longer. 4-4, and that's a blank to a right-hander, so we go to Chamberlain. 2-5, that's a ground ball to third, possible double play. He's a 2. Add 1 there is a 3. They're halfway is a 4. The pivot, Robbie Thompson, is a +1. So that's a 5. Anything other than a 6, and we got a double play. It's a 6, so the runner's going to advance. Boy, Philly's got a break there. Probably should have been a double play, but after a bobble by Matt Williams, his only play ends up being going to first to get the shore out. Runner will advance to second base. Now here's Kevin Stocker. And then they have Mariano Duncan, the number 9 here, coming up next. Wilson, 2-3 is a hit by pitch. And he's a 20, so he definitely got plunked. So Kevin Stocker will get hit by the pitch. And now each club has hit a batter, so we don't know if that was, I don't think that would have been retaliation. Not in a game like this. You don't want to give up free base runners. But that's going to be it for Trevor Wilson. He's going to have to come out of the game. He's tired. He's given up a few base runners, and they don't want to let this thing slip away. So Dusty Baker is going with Mike Jackson out of the pen. Trying to nip this thing in the bud right now. Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson, who also wears one glove on his left hand instead of his right hand. So Wilson's going to go 6 1/3. He's going to give up 5 hits. No runs, but the 2 on base are his responsibility. And let's see, walks and strikeouts. He walked 1 and he hit a batter. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Struck out 5. All right. Mariano Duncan came in to play second base on that double switch and is batting ninth. He's up there to face Mike Jackson. Infield is halfway. 3-6, strikeout chance, 10, got him. Duncan is out of there on strikes, 2 down. And now the infield back to normal for Lenny Dykstra. Dykstra could get a hold of one, it would definitely close the gap pretty good. Jackson, 2-6, blank to a lefty. Go to Dykstra. 2-3, it's a single to right field. Let's see if Incavilla can score. On the single to right, we bring in the chart. Single to right for the Giants. To score from second, you add 1. There are 2 outs, it means you're going to add 2. Makes him a 5. So anything other than a 6, he will score. And he does. So Incavilla will come in to score. Stocker will hold, I think. Let me check on Stocker. Actually, we're going to go from first to third on the Giants. You add 2. The roll was a 4. So let's see, you're going to add 2 on the single to right. Plus there's 2 outs, so you add 3. So Stocker will make third automatically, actually. So RBI single from Lenny Dykstra, and the Phillies are on the board. Incavilla will score. Stocker takes third. It's now a 4-1 game, and now the pitcher spot is due up for the Phillies. Pitcher spot is open for the Phillies, so we need a pinch hitter for West. And they're going to go with Jim Eisenreich, a lefty. Giants in their bullpen do have Rogers if they want to bring him in a lefty, but they like Mike Jackson. They're going to trust Mike Jackson to stick with it. So he's going to be facing Jim Eisenreich. Jackson, 2-6, blank to a lefty. 3-2, single pass short. That'll bring home a run. Dykstra, I don't know if he can make it to third. You need a 5. He's a 4, but with 2 outs it becomes a 5, so he does make it to third. RBI single for Jim Eisenreich, and that's going to be it for Jackson. He's going to come out of the game. Both those runs are now charged to Trevor Wilson. You can close the book on him. And Mike Jackson could not get out of the inning. He's only going to go a third of an inning, and he's going to get a strikeout, but he's going to give up 2 big hits. No runs so far, but the runners on base are his responsibility. And now the Giants want to go back to the bullpen for a left-hander, and it's going to be Kevin Rogers. So Rogers is on to face John Kruk. His one job is to face John Kruk and try to keep the lead and turn it over to Rod Beck in the 9th. That's what their job is. Right now it is a score of 4-2. Kruk is your batter. Rogers, 5-5, wild pitch, 11. It's not going to be a wild pitch, but it's a potential pass ball. We look at Manwaring. His pass ball rating, though, was a 6, though, so he does not give up a pass ball. So no pass ball to worry about. He does block it. Rogers, 2-3, strikeout chance, 13. Kruk's a 10, but the +3 is a 13. Struck him out. So Rogers comes in and does the job. That'll be the only batter he faces. Jackson is charged with no runs because the inherited runners were charged to Wilson. So third of an inning for Rogers. He got the big strikeout of Kruk. And that's going to end the inning for the Phillies. 2 runs. They do it on 3 base hits, no errors, and 2 left. So we go to the 8th inning. Actually, it's a little bit early for Rod Beck, so Rogers actually will probably stay in there. He can face 5 batters, and some switches and lefties are coming up, so I stand corrected. I do believe they're going to keep him in the game. Now with all the with all the cards being shuffled around, I got to make sure the lineup is the way it's supposed to be, and nobody's going to bat out of order. Let's see here. Coming up, it'll be Hollins, Dalton, and Incavilla. Chamberlain, Stocker, and Duncan, Dykstra, Crook. Eisenreich was the pinch hitter, so he goes out of there. Phillies will need a new pitcher. And let's see who's coming up. Righties are coming up, so the Phillies are going to a right-hander, Roger Mason. Acquired him from San Diego. So he will be in to pitch the top of the 8th of a, I don't know why I put a 0. I'm so used to putting zeros there for the Phillies. That's actually a 2 spot, in case anybody was freaking out. I can't get this correction tape to do right. It's kind of messed up here, so I may have to eschew the correction tape because it looks like it's getting kind of messed up here. So we'll forget the correction tape. That's just going to be, I'll make a 2 out of this somehow or another. That is a 2, believe it or not. Right there, that is a 2. It's a rough looking 2, but it's a 2 nonetheless. All right, so Willie McGee will lead off. I'm sorry, Clayton will lead off for the Giants. Tabby's throwing me off my game. Now she's on the perch next to me, but at least she's quiet, which is very important. So Eisenreich was used, so that leaves Batiste, Pratt, Thompson, and Amaro as bench players for the Phillies. Giants have all their bench players. Coming up for the Giants, it'll be Clayton, Manwaring, and a pinch hitter for Rogers. So actually Rogers will come out of the game because they will need a pinch hitter. And let's see who they're going to use. Probably Dave Martinez, I imagine, would get the call as the only lefty off the bench. Well, they do have Reed, but you want to keep your backup catcher. So Mason is aboard as the new pitcher. And they're going to face Royce Clayton in now a 4-2 ball game. It'll be Clayton, Manwaring, and the pinch hitter Martinez. 1-6 possible error on a ground ball. 5-3 is a star 6, which is a fly to right, so no ground ball error to worry about. There is one away. Brings up Kurt Manwaring. 2-4, and that's an automatic out against a righty. And the automatic out is going to be a fly to right. So 2 fly balls to right field and 2 quick outs for the pinch hitter, Dave Martinez. So Martinez gets the call to pinch hit. Mason, 1-6 possible error on a ground ball. 5-1 fly to right to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Giants. Mason does his job. 3 up and 3 down go the Giants. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 4-2. And the Giants will need a new pitcher to come in and face the Phillies. Hollins, Dalton, and Incaviglia due up. So let's see how they want to play it and who they might want to use out of the bullpen. Looks like Jeff Brantley will be coming on to pitch the 8th and then try to set up Beck in the 9th. So Brantley is on to try to set things up for Beck in the 9th. So we have Hollins, Dalton, and Incaviglia due up for the Phils. Brantley, 6-6, hit by pitch. 18 is too much. Hollins, 1-1, ground ball to first. 1 away as Clark steps on the bag. 1 down for Darren Dalton. 4-6, strikeout 16 is too high. Dalton, 6-6, ground ball to second. Thompson is there. 2 up and 2 down. Here's Incaviglia. Not going to pinch hit for Incaviglia. He's got too much power. And he's a decent hitter. 5-5, strikeout chance 17, too high. Go to Incaviglia. 3-6, he's going to fly to right to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. Nice job for Brantley. In the 8th, he did his job setting things up for Rod Beck in the 9th. So we go to the top of the ninth. Mason's only faced 3 batters. He can face 6. And he went 1, 2, 3 innings, so there's no reason not to bring him back again, particularly with Darren Lewis due up, followed by Robbie Thompson and Will Clark. All right, so Darren Lewis, your batter. Again, Mason can face 6 batters. He's faced 3 so far. They do have Mitch Williams in the bullpen just in case. 6-5 is a range play at Veterans Stadium. 2-3, that's a home run to center field. Lewis is a 2, that's a 3. It fails, but it's a range play in center field for Lenny Dykstra. Lenny Dykstra has to get to this. He's a 3. If he doesn't get to it, it's a double. So 1-3, he catches it. 4 or higher, it's a double. It's a catch. Darren Lewis is out of there, robbed by Nails. So big catch there by Lenny Dykstra to prevent a leadoff double. Keeps his team with some hope. Here's Robbie Thompson. Mason 5-3. It's a walk plus, and he will walk Thompson. 1 out walk, and that brings up Will Clark. Mason 5-3, a walk plus, and he's going to walk Clark as well. So back-to-back walks. He looks more like the Wild Thing than the Wild Thing does. And that'll bring up Matt Williams. He had a big RBI double his last time up. Mason has to get his control. 2-2, strikeout chance. He does just that and strikes him out. 2 down, but now he is tired. So he's going to have to come out of the game, and the Wild Thing, Mitch Williams, will be coming on to face Barry Bonds in quite the matchup. So inning and 2/3 for Mason. He's going to walk 2, strike out 1. No hits and no runs, but the runners on base are his responsibility. So here comes the Wild Thing, Mitch Williams. That'll leave Bobby Thigpen as the only relief pitcher remaining. But they're going lefty on lefty. Mitch Williams, the Wild Thing, facing Barry Bonds. You're not going to walk Barry Bonds to load the bases, so infield is halfway again. Williams to Bonds. 6-1, a possible error on a ground ball. Bonds, 6-3, single to second, but it's not going to be an error chance. It's a speed check. So Bonds is a 4. He needs a 4 or less to beat this out for an infield single. He does not. He's going to be out. So nice play there made by Mariano Duncan to end the inning and keep his team in the game. For the Giants in the 9th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It'll be Rod Beck time for the Giants. They lead it 4-2. Last chance for the Phillies. And they've got to do it against one of the best in Rod Beck. 48 saves in a 2.16 ERA in 1993. Now, what do you do if you're the Phillies? Let's see. They have Chamberlain, Stocker, and Duncan due up. Pitcher spot does not come around till the 5th batter. So they could have Thompson ready for that. Chamberlain's actually a better hitter than Thompson. So they're going to keep him in the game. So Brantley pitches the 8th and pitches a 1-2-3 inning with nothing allowed. No walks, no strikeouts. And now Beck is in to close it down. Chamberlain, Stocker, and Duncan due up for the Phils. Here in the bottom of the 9th, last chance. Giants trying to hang on and go take on the White Sox in the World Series. Beck, 4-2. He's not tired. It's not a single. Chamberlain, 1-5, and that's a ground ball back to Beck, and that's 1 away. So 1 down. Bringing up Kevin Stocker. Stocker is your batter. Check focus one more time to make sure nothing looks funky. Okay. Back to Stocker, 2-3. And that's an automatic out against the switch hitter batting left-handed. And that will be a fly to center field. Darren Lewis puts it away. Phillies down to their final out. And it's Mariano Duncan, a 282 hitter, so you're probably not going to pinch it for him. They need base runners big time, at least one of them, to get the tying run to the plate. Beck, 6-3. Against a lefty, it would have been a strikeout plus, so keeping the righty in there, at least for the moment, looks like the better move. Let's see if it pays off for Duncan. 1-2. Nope, he's going to ground it to Matt Williams. Throws to Clark, and the ball game is over. And the Giants come into Veterans Stadium and win Game 7. And they will move on to face the Chicago White Sox in the 1993 World Series. So the actual participants of said World Series were both eliminated in their playoff series. Beck in the ninth, 3 up, 3 down, no walks, no strikeouts. He gets the save. Wilson gets the win. The loss is tagged to Danny Jackson. And I'll get the I'll pause the video and come back with the totals. So there are your totals for the ball game. For the Giants, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 10 left. For the Phillies, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 7 left. Winning pitcher was Trevor Wilson, and the losing pitcher was Danny Jackson, with Rod Beck collecting the save. Game 1 of the 1993 World Series will take place at Comiskey Park in Chicago. It'll be Wilson Alvarez for the White Sox against Bill Swift of the Giants. So that's going to be the matchup in Game 1. And I'm not sure if that's the next video or the 1975 World Series Game 1 with Catfish Hunter and Steve Carlton. That will probably be the next video. And then we'll come back to this one for Game 1 as well between the White Sox and the Giants. So the Phillies don't get a chance to be in both World Series. They're only going to be in the 75 World Series, not the 93 World Series. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation of Inside Pitch, 1993 style. A little interruption from Tabby, but we got through it. And Philly fans are going home unhappy, to say the least. But you just got to tip your cat, not your cat. Freudian slip there. Not tip your cat, tip your cap to the Giants. And they get it done by the final score of 4-2. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.